She arrived in Hollywood a whisper of Italian grace, promising a career as delicate and heartbreaking as her beauty. PIER ANGELI was a rising star, a foreign Oscar nominee seemingly destined for greatness. Yet her story became a tragic intersection of forbidden love, studio interference, and a relentless search for peace. What happened next shocked everyone, a dazzling life extinguished in tragic solitude. The secrets surrounding her most passionate doomed romance with a legendary actor reveal a betrayal that poisoned her spirit. The truth was far darker than anyone imagined, ending in a mystery that speaks volumes about Hollywood's cruelty. Born Anna Maria Pierangeli in 1932 on the Italian island of Sardinia, she faced tragedy young, losing her father in her teens. This early vulnerability, combined with an intense fragile sensitivity, defined her. Discovered by director Fred Zinnemann, she was quickly brought to America and molded into a romantic lead. By 1951, she was nominated for an Academy Award for Teresa. She possessed a raw, understated talent, a world away from the manufactured glamour of her peers. But this very fragility made her susceptible to the overwhelming pressures and possessive demands of the studio system. The main story, the crisis that derailed her life, was her intense, private affair with James Dean in 1954. They were two sensitive souls, outsiders drawn together by a shared intensity, often meeting in secret, away from the prying eyes of MGM. They were deeply, passionately in love. PIER ANGELI once described Dean as the only man she truly loved. But MGM and her own fiercely conservative mother saw the volatile, unconventional Dean as a threat to her image and future. The studio head, Louis B. Mayer, allegedly intervened, fearing the wild publicity of a committed romance with the rebellious Dean. They wanted an easily controllable star, not a woman in love with a cultural revolutionary. The pressure became unbearable, the whispers relentless. The dramatic climax came swiftly. Under intense family and studio pressure, Angeli abruptly broke off her engagement with Dean. Within weeks, she was married in a highly publicized, lavish ceremony to Smooth, studio-approved crooner Vic Damone in November 1954. James Dean reportedly sat outside the church on his motorcycle, watching the woman he loved commit to a life she didn't choose. It was a shattering public act of obedience that broke Angeli's heart and, arguably, James Dean's. The revelation was the bitter sacrifice of love for security and image. Her subsequent marriage to Damone was volatile, ending in a bitter, costly divorce and a devastating custody battle for their son, Perry. She never recaptured the career height or the inner peace she possessed with Dean. After the divorce, her career stalled. She returned to Europe, working in low-budget films, always haunted by the memory of the life she was forced to abandon. Financial struggles mounted, exacerbated by the relentless legal fees. On September 10, 1971, PIER ANGELI was found dead in her Beverly Hills home from a barbiturate overdose. She was only 39. Though ruled an accident, her death carried the tragic weight of her unfulfilled life. Her legacy remains a painful reminder of the studio system's power and how easily a fragile spirit can be crushed when forced to choose between authentic love and the manufactured demands of stardom.